Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
There are just over 25 minutes left in this practice session. Renault 99 posted 152.184 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There's the first flying lap for Raimo Pedersen, hitting 151.579. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Renault 99 posted a 158.019 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? And there's Patrick Schwanz, easing out onto Halle-Saale-Schleife. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Alright, Renault 99 has put down a 151.139. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that BCRC Mods HM Ferrari.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Look at Patrick Schwanz taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Megasaurus 55's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, Every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
Renault 99 has a best lap time of 151.139. There goes Andreas Dittmann on their first dance with Halle-Saale-Schleife. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Renault 99 has a best lap time of 151.139. Patrick Schwanz is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the BCRC Mods H M Mercedes BENZ's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Andreas Dittmann is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what BCRC Mods H M Chevrolet has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Just 16 minutes left before we move to qualification. There is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Renault 99's first flight is a solid start, clocking in at 151.144. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Sunrider crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 153.446. They're getting to grips with Halle-Saale-Schleife, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
There smells like wee, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Halle-Saale-Schleife.
Sunrider posted a 153.446 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Megasaurus 55 is out there, taking it slow and steady on the out lap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today, Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Halle-Saale-Schleife.
Dan Fango is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Halle-Saale-Schleife.
Alright, Patrick Schwanz has put down a 303.311. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that BCRC Mods HM Mercedes-Benz.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions. Like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
There's the first flying lap for Eddie G, hitting 151.265. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Renault 99's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 153.822. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
The anticipation is high as the drivers line up for the qualifying session at Halle-Saale-Schleife. Renault 99 is on their out lap. And there goes Eddie G, currently in position 6. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Renault 99 has positioned themselves well in 4th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Renault 99 has done a fantastic job to claim 4th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
What a performance from Megasaurus 55. They currently occupy 3rd on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
You're spot on, Rob. Megasaurus 55's current position at 3rd is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Impressive work from Raimo Pedersen has completed their outlap. Raimo Pedersen has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Eddie G has put in a great effort and currently holds 6th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Currently in 6th, Megasaurus 55 has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. A solid performance from Smells Like Weed as they currently hold position 5. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Smells Like We has completed their outlap. A solid qualifying performance by Eddie G. Eddie G has just completed a lap in 1:50.957. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. It's an impressive showing by Dan Fango. Dan Fango has just completed the lap in 1:54.780. Their best lap so far is 1:54.780, putting them in P8. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Impressive display by Patrick Schwanz, currently sitting in position 2. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Patrick Schwanz's current position of second is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
There's a real buzz in the air as Patrick Schwanz secures first.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
A strong showing from Raimo Pedersen as they currently sit in 4th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Absolutely, Rob. Raimo Pedersen has put in a remarkable effort to secure 4th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
With Raimo Pedersen now sitting pretty in first, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn.
Sunrider has secured a respectable 5th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? It's a stellar performance from Sunrider, clinching 5th.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Renault 99 will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. What a performance from Dan Fango. They currently occupy 9th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
Absolutely, Rob. Dan Fango has shown great potential to secure 9th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Sunrider has put in a great effort and currently holds 5th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Incredible drive by Renault 99 so far, earning them 4th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
Spot on analysis, Rob. Renault 99 has positioned themselves well in 4th. It's now crucial for them to maintain.
Renault 99's really showing what they're made of, landing in 3rd during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Currently in 6th, Smells Like We has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
You're spot on, Rob. Smells Like We's current position of 6th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
There's a real buzz in the air as Smells Like We secures 5th.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
And there goes Renault 99, currently in position 3. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Renault 99's current position of 3rd reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
A solid performance from Andreas Dittmann as they currently hold position 7. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. It's an impressive showing by Patrick Schwanz, currently in 2nd. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Impressive work from Dan Fango, who has claimed 9th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
I completely agree, Rob. Dan Fango has positioned themselves impressively in ninth. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Impressive display by Andreas Dittmann, currently sitting in position 7. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Looks like Andreas Dittmann needs to put the pedal to the metal. That last lap times landed them in 7th. Not where they'd want to be, especially with the session ticking away.
True, Rob. It's all about incremental gains. Every tenth of a second counts, and they've got to squeeze every bit of performance out of that BCRC Mods HM Chevrolet.
What a performance from Dan Fango. They currently occupy 9th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable start? Dan Fango's clocking in at 153.813 isn't turning heads just yet. They're holding on to 9th, but with time running out, it's now or never.
They've got the skill, Rob, but they need to translate that into lap times. It's time to throw caution to the wind and go all out.
A solid qualifying performance by Andreas Dittmann, positioning them in 7th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Andreas Dittmann has done a fantastic job to claim 7th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Incredible drive by Smells Like We so far, earning him 5th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? With Smells Like We now sitting pretty in 5th, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn.
It's a beautifully calm day here at Halle-Saale-Schleife, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Raimo Pedersen is on pole.
But they can't get cocky. This is Assetto Corsa, friends, and anything can happen.
Holding strong in second place is Patrick Schwanz. In the third position, we have Renault 99 ready to tackle the race ahead. Taking the fourth spot is Eddie G.
Big things expected for Eddie G today.
Watch out for Smells Like We, starting from the fifth grid position in today's race.
I think we are all looking forward to seeing what Smells Like We can do from here.
From the middle of the pack, we have Sunrider in sixth place on the starting grid.
Smells Like We isn't going to make it easy to get through the pack.
Andreas Dittmann is going to be starting from seventh.
Lining up in the mid-pack.
Megasaurus 55 is eighth.
Expect some battling with Andreas Dittmann.
As the engines roar to life, Dan Fango prepares to take off from the ninth position on the starting grid.
But they're going to have to time their moves just right if they want to come out on top.
The symphony of engines roars to life. As our racers vie for dominance, one must wonder who will pen this initial chapter with finesse and flair.
Y'all, this is where the rubber meets the road. Them drivers gonna be hustling to snag the best spot.
You ain't kiddin', gotta be sharper than a hickory stick to come out clean on this stretch.
This first bit always got me on the edge of my seat. Bunch of cars all jumbled up, one little hiccup and it's lights out.
Yep, gotta keep your eyes peeled and your hands steady on that wheel. Starting from pole position is a great opportunity for Raimo Pedersen to take control of the race. No worries for Raimo Pedersen, who's leaving Patrick Schwanz for dust, as though they're a parched bloke chasing the beer van. Wow, Dan Fango is really pushing hard to catch up to Andreas Dittmann. There's blood in the water for 8th place. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Sunrider is sniffing around Renault 99 like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 4th.
You know, Rob, I wouldn't put it past Sunrider to pull a rabbit out of the hat in this duel. Keep those eyes peeled.
Dan Fango wants to get into Andreas Dittmann's slipstream. Hold your breath, folks. Dan Fango is sandwiched between two relentless competitors, Seppo 0.1 seconds behind and Andreas Dittmann 0.2 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position.
No doubt about it, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like a constant reminder for Dan Fango. They need to maintain their pace to defend their position and potentially make a move.
The action is non-stop as Megasaurus 55 shadows Renault 99 through every twist and turn, determined to claim fourth.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like Megasaurus 55 is taking that advice to heart today.
Alright, hold your horses. Smells like we is really putting the heat on Dan Fango. If I were Dan Fango, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
If Smells Like We pushes too hard, they might find themselves exploring the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during a race.
A brilliant maneuver from Smells Like We, who has just moved up the field.
Man, if racing was a barbecue, Smells Like We just threw down the spiciest ribs. Up to 7th and sizzling.
As they speed through T1, SAR 1/4 D curve, Patrick Schwanz is relentlessly pursuing Eddie G in a high-stakes battle for position.
Oi, Rob, wouldn't want to be in Eddie's shoes right now, would y'all? Talk about a pressure cooker situation.
I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Patrick Schwanz has just breezed into second.
Shoot, Patrick Schwanz has got more moves than a dance floor on a Saturday night. Look at them shimmy into second.
It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. Renault 99 is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Eddie G at the moment. Sometimes, I feel the strategy behind these races is deeper than a conversation at 3 a.m. in an outback pub.
You're telling me, it's like planning a family reunion in a small southern town. You've got to consider who's coming, who's feuding, and who's gonna cause a ruckus. Then prepare for it all to change in a heartbeat.
Look at this, Renault 99 is practically drafting off Eddie G. With the gap this small, T10, Friedensering is going to be a real test. This is where the race gets really interesting. Smells Like We is closing in on Andreas Dittmann. Looks like Smells Like We remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving him better cornering. If they get any closer to Andreas Dittmann, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
Remember the days when manual gear shifting was the norm? It's all so computerized and sleek now.
Oh, the memories. But I must admit, I do admire the finesse of today's paddle shifters. Gives me a whole new level of appreciation for the blend of man, machine, and tech.
With that gap, Renault 99's practically drafting off Eddie G, eh?
Exactly. They're so close, it's like they're sharing the same race line.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. Seems like Renault 99 has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Eddie's lap time there. It's a thrilling pursuit as Smells Like We is right behind Andreas Dittmann, keeping the pressure on for 6th place.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Smells Like We looked like overtaken, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now.
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Renault 99 is dancing closer and closer to Eddie G. You can feel the tension as they approach T9, Friedensering.
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them the race.
The chase music's playing in Eddie's head as they reel in Renault 99, moment by nail-biting moment. This is a disaster for Eddie G in the BCRC Mods H M Jaguar D type coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
Well, races can be won or lost in the pits, but in this case it's all bad news for Eddie G. That's going to be tough to come back from.
The gap between Eddie G and Smells Like We may be wide, but that doesn't mean Eddie G is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Cricky, Sunrider's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate. Looks like Megasaurus 55 is chasing Renault 99. Breaking news, folks. Looks like that's a mistake from Patrick Schwanz. This could be costly.
Dang. Patrick Schwanz decided to cut loose like it's spring break, 89. Wrong party, pal.
No room for error here. Smells Like We is breathing down the neck of Megasaurus 55, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. It seems like Smells Like We is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
Can Smells Like We keep it together?
Aussies love a good underdog story. Any dark horses you're keeping an eye on for this race?
Well, every rodeo has its wild card. I've got a couple names in mind, but I'll keep them close to the best for now.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
Should things go awry, Smells Like We and Megasaurus 55 might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting, though I doubt they'd enjoy it as much as the spectators.
Eddie G is placed 9th at the moment. Mate, Eddie's creeping up on Andreas Dittmann like a— Wait, blimey, Andreas Dittmann veered off the track like I veer away from commitment. Maybe they'll come back, unlike my ex.
Dang, Andreas Dittmann swerving around like me chasing a sale at the car parts store. Always ends up being a wild ride.
The battle for 4 is heating up as Smells Like We tries to catch Megasaurus 55 in P4. Stone the Crows. Smells Like We's managed to trim that gap with Megasaurus 55A. Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beer. It may seem like Megasaurus 55 is far behind, but Renault 99 can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Megasaurus 55 an opening to catch up.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the equation, Megasaurus 55 can't afford to let up. They have to drive with intensity and focus, and wait for any opportunity to arise. Renault 99's driving like they've stolen it, putting some serious distance between themselves and Megasaurus 55. Is there anything left in Megasaurus 55's tank? Blimey, Sunrider is sticking to Smells Like We like a kangaroo to her Joey. At this rate, they'll be side by side as they hit T9, Friedensering. Watch out now, Sunrider's edging ever closer to Smells Like We. They'll be wheel to wheel by the time they reach T9, Friedensring.
Sunrider is not able to keep their pace consistent. Hold up a mo. Oh dear, Sunrider has had an incident.
By the looks of it, Sunrider's been taking driving tips from them Duke boys. Ain't the Dukes of Hazzard, friend.
It's a close race between Megasaurus 55 and Smells Like We in 4th.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Megasaurus 55 gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
Not coming up roses for Megasaurus 55. They're trailing Smells Like We and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Dan Fango is placed 6th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Sunrider, who is 3.5 seconds behind.
You're spot on. And Sunrider knows that they can't rely on Dan Fango making an error. They have to keep driving with skill and determination, and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes their way.
The gap between Dan Fango and Sunrider is getting smaller. It's now down to 2.9 seconds.
It's gut check time for Dan Fango. They've got to dig deep and put some serious rubber to the road if they hope to stay ahead of Sunrider.
The gap between Megasaurus 55 and Smells Like Weed is razor thin as they vie for fourth in this nail-biting contest. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Megasaurus 55 is proper nipping at Smells Like Weed's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. Megasaurus 55's showing off some serious moves, making Smells Like We look like they're dancing with two left feet. Things are heating up as Dan Fango tries to close the gap to Sunrider.
Now, ain't that something? Dan Fango's car is humming like a sweet Carolina tune. He's looking to take Sunrider for a spin around the dance floor in Halle-Saale-Schleife.
Dan Fango's been working the tire temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Sunrider. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
Gee whiz, Megasaurus 55 is breathing down Smells Like Wee's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Smells Like Wee's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. The age-old challenge. Renoper 99 is trying to catch Patrick Schwanz, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks.
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, Renoper 99's burning time, it ain't getting any hotter.
Oh, the chase is on. Megasaurus 55's breathing down the neck of Smells Like Weed. Boy, Megasaurus 55's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curbs smoother than a croc sliding into water. Smells Like Weed's got a battle ahead. The gap might be more than a second, but Eddie G is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep at it, and something's got to give. The gap between Eddie G and Dan Fango is growing. It's now up to 198.0 seconds. It's a game of inches now as Megasaurus 55 tails Smells Like Weed closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Someone should tell Smells Like Weed this ain't a Sunday drive. Megasaurus 55's tearing up the track.
I've always said, it's not the car, it's the driver. And Megasaurus 55's proving that point right.
Smells Like Weed wants to find a way round Megasaurus 55. Coming into T3, Curve der Jugend, the fight for fourth is heating up. Who will be the first to blink? Looks like Dan Fango's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now. Whoa there, smells like Wee is sticking to Megasaurus 55 like glue. You reckon Megasaurus 55's feeling the pressure? Cause I sure would.
With smells like we on the hunt, Megasaurus 55 better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
The tension is building as Dan Fango trails behind Sunrider. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Sunrider hold on, or will Dan Fango be able to close them down? Dan Fango appears to be losing ground on Sunrider. They will need to pick up the pace a bit as they head into T10, Friedensring, and see if they can get a good exit and gain some ground. You know, Hal, as a former racing driver yourself, can you give us some insights into what goes through a driver's mind during these quieter moments in a race?
Sure, Rob. During these moments, drivers often take the opportunity to assess their race strategy, monitor their car's performance, and plan their next move. It's all about staying focused and finding the right time to strike.
This is what it's all about, folks. Smells like Wee is in hot pursuit of Megasaurus 55, who's just trying to stay ahead.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Who will keep their cool under pressure? Smells like Wee or Megasaurus 55? It's anyone's race.
It's not looking good for Smells Like Wee. They are still behind Megasaurus 55 and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. Even though Renault 99 is a fair way behind Patrick Schwanz, they can't afford to let their guard down. Patrick Schwanz is still vulnerable to mistakes.
Absolutely right, Rob, and Renault 99 knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
Patrick Schwanz is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. Dan Fango's drifting so far back, it's like looking in the mirror after a decade-long pub binge. Time's not been kind, mate. Andreas Dittmann seems to be putting the pressure on Eddie G. It's a challenging situation for Andreas Dittmann. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, Seppo 0.1 seconds away and Eddie G 0.1 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move.
I'm on the same page, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind provide valuable context to understand the challenges faced by Andreas Dittmann. It's a constant juggling act, and they need to seize the right moment to gain advantage.
Watching the drivers handle their cars is like watching a crop handler at a wildlife show. There's a finesse to it. But one wrong move, and you're in a world of hurt. Incident alert. Looks like Renault 99 is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride.
Sweet cornbread. Renault 99 must have thought there's a Walmart sale off the track the way they went off.
Remember when Renault 99 was on the pace? Neither do I, kinda like my recollection of last Friday night. The gap between Raimo Pedersen and Patrick Schwanz is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Raimo Pedersen to bring Patrick Schwanz into play.
I've seen kangaroos that close the gap quicker in the bush than Patrick Schwanz is doing now. They've got their work cut out for them. Hold on to your hat, Hal.
Patrick Schwanz is hot on the heels of Raimo Pedersen. The gap's narrowed down to a meager 7.0 seconds.
Looks like Remo Peterson has a storm brewing in their rearview mirror, and its name is Patrick Schwantz. They've got to keep their foot down and eyes on the prize.
This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here.
The gap between Smells Like We and Megasaurus 55 is widening. It's now up to 2.8 seconds. You know, Rob, these pit stops always amaze me. Just a few seconds, and they change tires, refuel, adjust settings. It's like a well-choreographed dance.
Absolutely, and the precision. One slight misstep, and it could cost the race. It's an art and a testament to the pit crew's relentless training and coordination.
With steely determination and laser focus, Smells Like We is homing in on Megasaurus 55. The battle lines are drawn.
It's hotter than a jalapeno out here. If Smells Like We gets any closer to Megasaurus 55, we're gonna need to put this stream on OnlyFans.
You reckon Eddie G saw a spider in the cockpit? Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central.
Well, butter my biscuit. Eddie's hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
The gap between Renoper 99 and Megasaurus 55 may be wide, but that doesn't mean Renoper 99 is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. He's pulling away. Renoper 99 is increasing the gap to Megasaurus 55. It looks like Megasaurus 55 needs to dig deep and find some courage to catch up. Will they be able to take the risk and push their car to the limit?
That's right, Rob. It's time for Megasaurus 55 to show us what they're made of. Will they be brave enough to go for it, or will they be content with just following in the footsteps of Renoper 99? Let's see who's got the guts to take the lead.
Blimey, Smells Like We's gunning it in 5th. Just a whisker behind Megasaurus 55. Hope he's got his budgie smugglers on, cause things are about to get wet and wild. Sorry to cut in here. Whoa, Megasaurus 55 took the corner like my Uncle Baz after a 6-pack, all over the shop.
Dang, Megasaurus 55 was riding high, but that slip up. That's like tripping over your own shoelaces at the county fair.
Tell ya what, Megasaurus 55 is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today. Blimey, Andreas Dittman is farther back than my hairline. But you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. Andreas Dittman and Eddie G have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 110.2 seconds now. Let's talk about tire degradation. How does it affect the car's handling, and what do drivers need to do to adapt to the changing conditions?
Tire degradation can significantly impact handling, Rob. As the tires wear, the grip reduces, and drivers need to adjust their braking points, cornering speeds, and throttle application to maintain control of the car.
While Sunrider is not under immediate threat from Dan Fango, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position. A commanding performance from Sunrider, who has increased their lead over Dan Fango, putting them firmly in their rearview mirrors. With a move that's swift, I'd say Sunrider's running on high octane, and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit.
Well, slap my knee and call it a jamboree. Sunrider's putting on a masterclass, storming into 5th.
Remo Pedersen is placed first at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Patrick Schwantz, who is 11.0 seconds behind. Patrick Schwantz is gaining on Remo Pedersen faster than a rattlesnake on a mouse. The gap's now down to 10.2 seconds.
Will Remo Peterson be able to keep Patrick Schwantz from breathing down their neck? Let's wait and watch.
The echo of the exhausts, the rubber meeting road, and there's Eddie G commanding the 8th. It seems like Eddie G is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace. Even though Danfango is a fair way behind Sunrider, they can't afford to let their guard down. Sunrider is still vulnerable to mistakes.
Reckon Danfango's starting to feel a bit like they're out in the outback. They can see the horizon, but it's a long way off. Good on young Sunrider for keeping that distance.
Sunrider's pushing harder than a kangaroo in a boxing match, widening their lead over Danfango. They've found their rhythm like a didgeridoo player in full swing. This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here beside you today. As a fellow AI, it's always great to work with someone who shares my passion for motor racing. Plus, your insightful commentary is making this race even more exciting.
With the asphalt burning beneath them, Andreas Dittmann's strategy seems to be working, placing them in 9th.
And just like in any great drama, Andreas Dittmann is the lead actor right now, captivating us all from the 9th.
Blimey, Andreas Dittmann is dragging a bit. If they were any slower, they'd be going backwards. Megasaurus 55's having a field day out there. If Patrick Schwanz goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Remo Peterson is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Patrick Schwanz in P2 doing everything they can to catch up.
Gee whiz, Patrick Schwanz is getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking.
Exactly what Patrick Schwanz needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Remo Peterson.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Danfango trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Sunrider. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race?
Nail-biting indeed. I've already chewed through half of mine. And while Danfango is going for gold, I'll be going for a manicure.
Good news for Danfango, the gap to Sunrider has decreased. It's now down to 8.6 seconds. Did you ever think about the physics at play here? The G-forces these drivers feel, especially during tight corners. It's mind-boggling.
Absolutely, Rob. And it's not just the car's engineering, but the human body's resilience and adaptability. The way these drivers train to withstand and use those forces to their advantage. It's an art form combined with sheer grit.
As Danfango trails Sunrider, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Y'all remember the tortoise and the hare? Well, Danfango's neither. More like a snail with commitment issues.
The gap between Renoper 99 in 3rd and Patrick Schwanz remains over a second, but Renoper 99 is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 14 minutes? This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Smells like we will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
Good lord, at this rate, smells like we's gonna finish this race in the afterlife. Hope they got good insurance.
So, Hal, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a minor lapse in concentration?
A minor lapse in concentration can have significant consequences, Rob. It could lead to an off-track excursion, a loss of position, or even a collision. That's why it's crucial for drivers to stay focused and alert throughout the race.
You know, smells like we reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else. It may seem like Patrick Schwanz is far behind, but Raimo Pedersen can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Patrick Schwanz an opening to catch up.
Raimo Pedersen's setting the pace out there. Now, it's on Patrick Schwanz to find the rhythm and get back in this dance.
He can't hold on. Raimo Pedersen is losing time to Patrick Schwanz. Patrick Schwanz is so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
It's going to be tough for Patrick Schwanz, as Raimo Pedersen seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Patrick Schwanz pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
If Dan Fango was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step. If racing were a dance, Dan Fango would be trying to lead, but Sunrider just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. The gap between Raimo Pedersen and Patrick Schwanz may be wide, but that doesn't mean Raimo Pedersen is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Well, looky here, Hal, Patrick Schwanz is closing in on Raimo Pedersen. We're talking a gap of just 7.3 seconds. Looks like Andreas Dittmann is trying to chase down Eddie G, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results. If Andreas Dittmann doesn't pick up the pace, Hal, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. It's a brilliant day for racing, and the drivers are putting on a show.
Absolutely. What a great race we are witnessing today. These drivers are giving it their all, and it's a thrill to watch them compete at this level.
They're really pushing themselves and their machines to the limit, and it's paying off with some incredible driving.
It's a pleasure to be here today, Rob. You really can't beat the excitement of a good race, especially one as competitive as this.
Oh mate, Patrick Schwanz is more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie. Fair dinkum, Patrick Schwanz is finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
The gap between Raimo Pedersen and Patrick Schwanz is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Raimo Pedersen to bring Patrick Schwanz into play.
Oi, Patrick Schwanz, better crank up that Walkman and put on some tunes. At this rate, you'll be catching up to Raimo Pedersen by the encore.
He's pulling away. Raimo Pedersen is increasing the gap to Patrick Schwanz. It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Andreas Dittmann steal it from Eddie G?
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Andreas Dittmann and Abe determined to catch up. But we know Eddie G isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Andreas Dittmann is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
Smells Like We is placed 4th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Sunrider, who is 19.8 seconds behind. A commanding performance from Smells Like We, who has increased their lead over Sunrider, putting them firmly in their rearview mirrors. But could they be pushing too hard? As with that comes the risk of overconfidence and losing control. Who will be the first to get too cocky and end up in the wall?
You ain't whistling Dixie, Rob. Smells Like We's putting on a show that's sure to keep the crowd on the edge of their seats.
The race is heating up as Eddie G in 7th closes in on Dan Fango. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
Gee whiz. Eddie G is so far back, I'm half expecting to see tumbleweeds blow past. Maybe a vulture or two.
It's game on now. Eddie G has closed the gap to Dan Fango. It's now down to 75.8 seconds. Blimey, Renault 99 is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster.
Well, butter me up and put me on a biscuit. Renault 99's got a mountain to climb. But knowing Renault 99, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a round house.
Struth, Renault 99's not here to muck about. The gap to Patrick Schwanz is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 18.5 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Crikey, that overtake by Renault 99 was smoother than a cold on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
Renault 99's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand.
Oh, for sure. It's like watching a cooking show where Renault 99 is trying to whip up a winning dish, but Patrick Schwanz keeps hiding the main ingredient.
From where we're sitting, Smells Like We seems unmovable from that 4th. Some great driving from Smells Like We, who has increased their lead over Sunrider and is starting to put some distance between them.
It's clear as day that Smells Like We is holding all the cards. They're making it near impossible for Sunrider to close that gap.
Ever wonder about the unsung heroes of racing? The pit crew. I reckon their job's as hectic as a barman's on a Friday night in Sydney.
No doubt about it. It's like a pitmaster at a barbecue joint during a lunch rush. Everyone wants a piece, and they've got mere seconds to dish it out and make it perfect.
It looks like Smells Like We is pushing hard to catch up to Renault 99. The gap is over a second, but Smells Like We is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Renault 99? While Raimo Pedersen is not under immediate threat from Patrick Schwanz, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position. Maybe Smells Like We's got a drop bear in the cockpit, cause that move was bonkers.
Holy smokes. Smells Like We's serving up some backyard barbecue with that smoke show. Just missing the ribs.
Even though Sunrider is a fair way behind Smells Like We, they can't afford to let their guard down. Smells Like We is still vulnerable to mistakes. It may seem like Patrick Schwanz is far behind, but Raimo Pedersen can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Patrick Schwanz an opening to catch up. Would ya look at that? Raimo Pedersen's thrown down the gauntlet. Patrick Schwanz, you gonna pick that up or just admire the view from behind? The gap between Smells Like Wee and Sunrider is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Smells Like Wee to bring Sunrider into play.
If this was a country song, Smells Like Wee would be the one riding off into the sunset, and Sunrider would still be tying their boots.
Smells Like Wee's lead is shrinking faster than ice cream in the outback sun. At this rate, Sunrider will be on their tail in 10.2 seconds.
Like a fox in the henhouse, Sunrider is causing all kinds of trouble for Smells Like Wee.
Tell ya what, Andreas Dittmann's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle?
Hoo boy, Andreas Dittmann needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
It looks like Andreas Dittmann is making a move. The gap to Eddie G is now down to 137.9 seconds.
This ain't Andreas Dittmann's first rodeo. They're optimizing their racing line, reducing understeer. If Eddie G ain't nervous, they sure ought to be.
I think we just got time for a quick shout out to our human creators, Dave, Andy, John and Nigel, who have put so much effort into making this possible.
Yes, it's been a real thrill ride, and I for one can't wait to see what is coming next.
Apparently we are going to be announcing crashes and incidents soon. Let's hope they get the logic right. In a race where seconds count, Andreas Dittmann is counting on less of them between themselves and Eddie G. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. Looks like Dan Fango is chasing Sunrider harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right? The gap between Dan Fango and Sunrider is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun. Well, it looks like we have a bit of a traffic jam on the track.
It's like rush hour out there. I mean, I know we're in a race, but can't we all just get along?
Haha, I don't think that's how it works. These drivers are here to win, and they'll do whatever it takes to get ahead.
I guess you're right, but wouldn't it be great if they all just stopped for a cup of tea and a chat? We could have a lovely little race reunion.
Ah, the age-old challenge. Dan Fango is trying to catch Sunrider, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. Good on ya, Patrick Schwanz. Trailing so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy. Patrick Schwanz is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Raimo Pedersen at the moment. The gap between Smells Like Wee and Sunrider may be wide, but that doesn't mean Smells Like Wee is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. Impressive driving from Smells Like Wee, who has managed to extend their lead over Sunrider. They are walking away at this point. Does Sunrider have anything in reserve?
Smells Like Wee's stronger out there than a bowl of North Carolina chili. They're not giving Sunrider a sliver of a chance to catch up.
Would ya look at that gap? Patrick Schwanz has got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. It's not going to plan for Patrick Schwanz. They are still behind Raimo Pedersen and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. You reckon Eddie G saw a spider in the cockpit? Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central.
Lordy, it's like Eddie's driving with a boot full of moonshine. I haven't seen a gap that big since Uncle Jeb lost his front teeth.
Fair dinkum, Eddie G is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Dan Fango is now down to a whisker at 59.8 seconds.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
It's like Raimo Pedersen has saved all their energy for this final stretch, and it's a checkered flag for Raimo Pedersen, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today.
You can see the sheer determination on Raimo Pedersen's face as they take the win. That's the mark of a true champion, folks.
What a fantastic race from Patrick Schwanz, who brings it home in second place.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second place finish.
Excellent focus from Renault 99 to secure a fantastic third place on the podium. Followed by Eddie G in 7th. Smells like we take 4th. Sunrider in 5th. 9th is Megasaurus 55. Finishing 6th is Dan Fango. In 8th, it's Andreas Didman.